Welcome to the
Yeah.
Perfect Season podcast. This is the super amazing podcast that has everything to do with all sports and nothing to do with milk and cookies. Yes, I'm still going to be using that tagline because we got to keep homage to the oldest, what's it called? The old channel name. But
Yeah.
yes, my name
Fortunately,
is
no milk and cookies anymore.
no,
Unfortunate.
no milk and
But
cookies, but
we got sparkling water.
we got sparkling water. I have some non-branded drinking, but yeah. But so my
Not
name's
sponsored.
Alex. We got Anthony. Thank you so much for joining. We're just going to do Super Bowl recap today, pretty much. As everybody knows, Super Bowl was just this past Sunday. Rams beat the
Unfortunate.
Bengals 23-20, and possibly one of the best Super Bowls that we've seen in quite
That's
a bit of time.
debatable. I mean,
One
it
of
was
the
a
better
good
ones.
series. It was a good Super Bowl. Some poor officiating, some blatant missed calls in my personal view. Though that last call was not a holding.
Mm-hmm.
Was not a holding one.
Mm-hmm.
The 3 out of the 5 Rams offensive linemen jumped off sides. And in the middle of the game, Jalen Ramsey held T. Higgins, and they blatantly miscalled that.
Okay, and we're also going to ignore the fact that T. Higgins face masked Jalen Ramsey and threw to the ground.
Yeah, but
causing
Jalen Ramsey was
touchdown.
already falling. Jalen Ramsey was already falling over.
Okay, but will you admit that there was a face mask?
Yes, I would admit
then it doesn't matter whether he was falling over or not.
But it's just like it could have gone both ways. That's the thing.
But there's a face mask.
Yes, it was a face mask.
Then that's a penalty.
Yeah, but they miscalled it, which
yes, they did. There was horrible officiating on both sides. Trust me, don't get me wrong.
Very horrible.
But the problem is besides that, there's multiple things that you kind of need to understand about the game. One thing, Bengals offensive line let up 7 sacks.
That whole draft, I'm calling it. Offensive lineman, offensive line. Look at free agency this year. You got some of the best free agents that are gonna want that paycheck. You got, I hate to say it, Ryan Jensen, he's a free agent. Alex Kappa is another notable free agent. 2 former Buck players. And now that Brady's retired, I don't see some of them staying. Hate to say it. Well, I see Jensen staying maybe if he gets the money.
Yeah, but that's the thing. The Bucks don't have any more money. But we can just let's discuss offseason stuff another day. Because that's like a whole 4 or 5 episodes right there alone. But let's just stick strictly on Super Bowl. What's it called? Have you seen all the Eli Apple memes that have been going on?
Oh my God. I don't know who's an Eli Apple fan, how he got in the NFL. Man does not deserve to be on the Bengals. I will tell you that.
No, he doesn't deserve to be on an NFL.
He got cut up like an apple would get cut up.
Well, remember, he's been on, 3 teams before being a Bengals guy, and then now that he's on the Bengals, lets up 2 touchdowns in the Super Bowl. Mind you, the only 2 touchdowns?
He's not going to – and then the Bengals get that interception, and who do you see running onto the field? Not in uniform. Vernon Hargreaves, the former Buck.
Yep, causing a 15-yard penalty.
What a moron.
What a moron. Costing his team 15 yards on the kickoff, right?
I think so.
I think it was the kickoff. But it's just honestly, man, there's multiple things.
If Tyler Boyd caught that pass, that game could have been totally different.
The other thing is 4th and 1, right there, totally within
you could have ran the ball.
You were within range of Evan McPherson.
Evan McPherson is the freaking rookie god.
He's the rookie kicking god right now, man.
He didn't even go into the locker room during halftime. You realize that?
No, dude, because he's a kicker.
The man stayed and watched the halftime show.
Yeah, he's a kicker. What strategy does
all he does
is
kick the ball?
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't need to be in the locker room. Let him enjoy the halftime show and give him a spot on the bench out there. But I mean,
don't get me wrong, the halftime show was really good.
Oh, it was fantastic.
You see all the memes about 50 Cent?
Yeah.
How he looks like 75 Cent now?
Yeah, that was so bad. No, the Super Bowl halftime show was great.
And what inflation did to him?
Yeah. Oh my God. What's it called? How we treat Evan McPherson this season is how we all treated Rodrigo Blankenship last season. Remember Blankenship?
No, not Rodrigo Blankenship. How you treated Roberto Aguayo. How he was a god at FSU, and in the NFL he can barely make field goals.
Well, yeah, but that's Roberto Aguayo. I'm just saying, remember last year when everybody traded Rodrigo Blankenship like he was like the greatest kicker ever?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what we're treating like McPherson now. But the difference is like McPherson, in my opinion, can,
kick a field goal.
Yeah, pretty much. And not be injured.
And not miss.
And not miss. Yeah. Evan McPherson is possibly going to be one of the best kickers in the league as of late.
Next, Adam Vinatieri.
Maybe not Vinatieri. Maybe close to maybe like Justin Tucker, I would say. That's what I would put him there. Adam Vinatieri was a journeyman.
I know we're not talking off season, but I do have a question for you. If Aaron Rodgers leaves Green Bay, Green Bay's done for. And then you got Chicago and Minnesota, who's dumpster fires, basically. Detroit's there. They're the only team that's stacked and ready to win. They have a coach. They have a quarterback. They have receivers. They got an offensive line, somewhat at least. And they have somewhat of a defense. Mark my words, if Aaron Rodgers leaves, Detroit wins the division.
See, I would like to say that, like, as an NFL hopeful fan, like, I would like to say that the Lions are going to be the next one in line, but I mean, there's several things that are just stopping that. One, yes, I understand that the Bears were a dumpster fire last season. Now they have a new head coach.
I mean, Justin Fields, though, he's not the answer.
I think he is. I just think he was Matt Nagy. Dude, Matt Nagy was such a horrible
I give it
head coach.
I give it one more year. One more year with Fields. Or how about this? Give it 3 more years with Fields. By the end of his rookie year contract, if he hasn't had at least one winning season, bust. Okay, and then same Trevor Lawrence, give Trevor his protection. He'd take Evan Neal with the first overall pick. Evan Neal, first overall pick. You make a splash in free agency. Make a splash. Chris Godwin, he's a free agent. Godwin's a free agent. There's so many free agents available.
Yeah.
You never know what's gonna happen. And this is gonna be one of the best off seasons there is.
I can get behind that. I can get behind
the. Okay, let me get your take on the Dolphins' new head coach.
I love Mike McDaniel.
You like that signing?
I love Mike McDaniel.
You saw all the memes about him though?
Love Mike McDaniel. Yeah, I've seen all the
memes. How he looks like the Bartista at Starbucks.
Yeah. I will say this, and I'll keep it nice and short, but he was an offensive genius with San Francisco, allowed San Francisco to get to the NFC conference game.
Yeah.
And now he's with Miami. What?
Okay, do you see him trusting in Tua?
Yeah, he's publicly going.
I trust Tua. Believe in Tua.
I believe in Tua.
I believe in Tua. I believe in Tua. I believe in Tua. Do I believe in Mac Jones going to the playoffs next year as a quarterback, or do you see this as a rookie fluke?
For Mac Jones?
Yeah, Mac Jones.
In my opinion, I think Mac Jones will be able to do what the Patriots, exactly what they want him to do, and that is get them to the playoffs consistently.
Yeah, they got him to the playoffs this one year, even though, he's a rookie, blah, 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 whoop-de-doo.
Yeah, I don't see
You're surrounded by Bill Belichick. You had, one good rookie year?
I'm going to be honest. I don't see Mac Jones being any better than what he is now. Maybe a little bit, just because obviously he's a rookie.
Did you see him? Okay, I'll tell you this. The Pro Bowl, what a joke.
I don't want to talk about the Pro Bowl anymore, man.
Alvin Kamara getting arrested.
That was interesting, to say the least. The Saints have gone worse.
Is he just going to sit in jail for the next 5 years, or is he on bail?
I would imagine he's going to be on bail, but I don't think that anybody's
going to want to sign that. I don't see him being a Saint.
No. I understand that Alvin Kamara is one of the best running backs when he's healthy,
but
Saints
are dunzo.
Well, of course they are. Of course
look at the Saints taking a running back in the draft.
It's possible. I don't think it's the most popular thing. I don't think it's going to be early, but I would imagine maybe.
No, it's going to be I could see a Kenneth Walker from State.
No, not Kenneth Walker. I want Kenneth Walker. That's not fair.
I want Kenneth Walker.
I want Kenneth Walker.
If it's Kenneth Walker, get it correct. First off, the Bucs need a running back.
So do the Dolphins.
There's plenty of other options available.
Last time I checked, Miami who?
The guy from Florida that I forgot his name. But he's a good running back. Look him up.
I want Kenneth Walker. I want Kenneth Walker.
I want Kenneth Walker.
You can take whatever's
Y'all are probably gonna take offensive line.
I think we're gonna take that in the offseason.
If y'all steal Ryan Jensen, I swear to God.
Maybe, I don't know. We'll see what's out there.
I mean, that's the offseason, so that's plenty of other videos down the road.
Absolutely. What's it called? No, you know what I will say? Here, let me say
Smith
this.
is a freaking head coach now.
Yeah, I don't know why that was made. Here,
that was just like a gimme pick.
Of course.
It was everyone's making off-season moves. Everyone's making splashes on coaches and everything. The Texans are like, let's hire Lovie Smith. Out of all people that were available, Bieniemy's still available. The man needs a head job. Head coaching job. Flores is still available, despite what happened with all the suing and allegations.
Yeah.
There's so many other head coaching positions available.
Agreed. There's a lot to go off.
But Lovie Smith.
I think they were going more for experience rather than anything else.
I mean, if you talk about experience, though, like, look at what he had a winning season with the Bears, but you come to Tampa, and guess what? Losing record.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look at Jacksonville hiring Doug Peterson.
I mean, Doug Peterson at least went to the Super Bowl.
And he won a Super Bowl too, yeah.
And he won a Super Bowl. So I would rather have Doug Peterson than Lovie Smith.
Oh, of course, any day of the week. Any day.
Am I a fan? Am I a fan of the Doug Peterson hire? Hey, he was like, it's like going to dinner, going to dessert, getting a red velvet cakes there, and the whole red velvet cakes there, and you get like that one slice that's an average slice with a little bit more than extra icing. That's how I look at it. If you made a splash with Eric Bieniemy, you get the biggest slice of cake, red velvet icing, and you get chocolate chip cookies on the side.
The only thing that I would like to say is, if we're using the red velvet cake scenario, the red velvet cake that Eric Bieniemy is going to be fragile. It's going to be made out of cardboard. And it's going to look really good on the outside, but it may not be real on the inside. And that's mainly because we have never seen Eric Bieniemy do head coaching. We've seen Doug Peterson do head coaching.
And then you have Josh McDaniels as the next Raiders head coach,
which I don't like.
I'm iffy about it. There were so many.
We've seen so many Patriots coordinators go to other teams and then just not perform.
I mean, you never know. This could be like a gem in the ocean or whatever.
Diamond in the rough.
Diamond in the rough. Thank you. You never know. Like,
gem in the ocean.
Do I expect the Raiders to go back to the playoffs and everything? Possibly.
Potentially. Depends. I still think that y'all need to gut the entire team and move on.
You say gut Derek Carr, gut the offensive line.
Do exactly what John Gruden did back in 2017, 2018. Fire sale the entire team and rebuild.
I mean,
because look, Anthony, and I know you like the Raiders, and I know
I like the Raiders too.
I'm confident that here's the thing.
I still see Derek Carr as a franchise there.
I agree, and I think if you're going to keep at least one player, you need to keep Derek Carr. But I think
you need to get a new offensive line. That's what you need.
I think the rest
Alex
of that
Leatherwood would have been there on day 2. Exactly. That was such a reach of a pick. Now that you got McDaniels and you got the former Patriots offensive freaking general manager.
Yeah, that was weird.
I see this draft. This is going to be a good draft. I will tell you that.
I agree. The only problem that everybody's kind of picking on the draft right now is that there's not many talented quarterbacks available. And ironically, what I would like to say is I still think this is one of the best drafts. I consider this draft to be close to the 2020 draft, where we saw guys going in the second round that were first round anybody else.
The only 2 quarterbacks I see going that are going to be good in the league, Kenny Pickett, Matt Corral.
Yeah, and I can make a case for Malik Willis in the late rounds.
Yeah, maybe Malik Willis. Maybe. Other than that, really, it's like there's no one's there.
No, quarterback wise, there's 3 or 4.
Remember Sam Howell? They were projecting him to be number 1.
Yeah, and
he's second, third round later on, whatever.
And see, that's the exact same reason why when y'all were saying Sam Howell going top 5, I was like, absolutely not. No, I've seen Sam Howell play.
haven't seen enough from him.
I haven't seen anything worthwhile from Sam Howell to make me think that he's anywhere worth being wasted a draft pick on. He's a good project, but that's the thing.
Like Trey Lance.
But the only thing that I can see
But
is
Trey Lance actually has a future in San Francisco.
Exactly.
Because Jimmy Garoppolo, he's going elsewhere.
Yeah, well, Jimmy Garoppolo is going to get traded over the offseason for sure. Garoppolo
to Tampa.
Anyway,
I mean, it's a top. He's on my top 5 list, at least, of top 5 list of potential quarterbacks to Tampa.
Well, yeah, but the thing is that top 5 quarterbacks going to Tampa, when you think of top 5, you think of, okay, that's a small list, but when you put it into comparison, top 5 of the most important position on any dang football team. What?
I still see Russell Wilson coming to Tampa this offseason.
Let me guess. Your top 5 consists of Russell Wilson, Kyler Murray, Deshaun Watson, Aaron Rodgers, and then Jimmy Garoppolo.
Oh no, I don't see Rodgers coming to Tampa.
Oh God, no.
It's only I see Rodgers either going to Denver because Nathaniel Hackett's there, Tennessee. He said, I mean, maybe Pittsburgh, maybe.
I still think most likely.
That's like there's so many teams he could go to.
Honestly, I say he's going to go to Denver.
I see Denver. That's just because Nathaniel Hackett's there.
Well, Denver has a very underrated
Denver
defense.
is ready to. They're ready to build, ready to go into the playoffs.
Well, Denver is the only team, in my opinion, that is a quarterback away from making it to the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, I 100% agree.
I mean,
they got a great roster.
Yeah.
Get some key small hole fixing in the offseason. Hate to say it though, even though there's a division opponent rival for me and everything with the Raiders.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Denver's 1 win away.
Denver's multiple wins away, but they're one.
And then you got the Chargers though, that also could be a win away.
The Chargers, as of this past season, literally were a win away.
Yeah, and then look at that game was basically game of the year.
I can make a case
Chargers,
for it.
Raiders.
I can make a case for that, yeah. But
it was just like that. If that was the Super Bowl game, knowing it would never be. But if it was like AFC, NFC, wishing it was, that would have been a great game.
That would have been.
And then let me get your take on this. What? I know I sent it in the group the other day. You get the worst team from the NFL and then the worst team from the XFL. They play a game together. Winner goes to the NFL.
See, and now here's my thing with that. As much as I think that's such a good idea, like a part of me wants to be like, you know what? Why not? Sure, do it. But here's the thing. You can't differentiate what the worst team in the NFL is other than record.
Right.
So you can have a team that went 5-11 with no roster compared to a team that went
2-14.
Oh yeah, no. Wait, 17 games. So that would be what, 5-12?
No, that would be 3-14.
Okay, but yeah.
Correct.
But I'm just saying
0-17.
Yeah.
17.
But what I'm trying to say is, like, look at it, like you could have a team like the Dolphins of 2019 where there was no talent, but they were still able to pull off 5 wins. So there you go. There's 5-11 now, 5-12, and then you could have.
Look at the Dolphins should have made the playoffs.
Not this year, no.
Not. With that whatever game win streak at the end of the season, 8-game win streak.
Lost 7 straight, won 7 straight. Yep.
So there is a case to be made about. Saying Dolphins should have been in the playoffs.
Well, yeah, but there was also a case to say that the Dolphins should have been in the playoffs last year as well. Like, the Dolphins are also one of those teams that are literally a win away from making it in. So, but here's what I'm saying. Like, I think the XFL or the USFL, whatever the new one is that's going to be happening.
You got the USFL this summer, which I'm actually intrigued for.
I'm actually excited for, yeah.
Antonio Brown was offered a contract, but he denied it.
Of course he did.
Man wants the money.
Man's got CTE in his head. He doesn't know left from right.
And they wanted him to buy Denver.
No.
It's not going to happen. The man's not going to see the field ever again.
No, of course not. He's a loose cannon.
He's like a child at an amusement park that needs a child leash.
I mean, do we really need to go over what Antonio Brown has done since 2019?
Not really. I'm just saying, like,
Oh, I agree.
despite the Vegas Raiders, the helmet issue, the foot issue, the Patriots playing one game, and then skedaddling, and now you came to Tampa, you won a Super Bowl, and Arian said one more fake vaccination card, and then leaving field mid games, basically leaving half naked, walking out the field.
Well, we can do an entire video on Antonio Brown itself just in the past couple of years. I think we should do that. That might be pretty entertaining.
That would be very entertaining. I will tell you that. But I do see Tampa taking a receiver in the draft.
Maybe.
If Godwin walks and signs elsewhere, there's 2 receivers I want them to take. Chris Olave from Ohio State or Jahan Dotson from Penn State. Penn State makes great receivers.
Penn State makes freak of nature draft picks. They don't make a lot.
They basically make the Thanos of the college football. Thanos the college football of Marvel.
Well, I will say this about Penn State.
If you know what I mean.
I know what you mean. But they make a freak of nature athletes. They don't make a whole bunch of them, like say Alabama, Clemson, Georgia.
Look at Clemson. They had a great offseason signing class. Give them 4 more years. Well, next year I got them winning it all again. I got them top 5 again. Top 5. Mark my words. But 90% of those players, if Clemson goes winning record, staying in the top 10 or top 5, I should say, without being whatever about myself. Knock on wood, don't jinx it. Majority of those players are getting drafted.
Yeah, I can make a case for that. I mean, I think any
T. Higgins was in the Super Bowl. He caught the first Bengals touchdown pass. You had the running back. You had the trick play.
That was a pretty good one with Mixon.
And then the Rams tried the trick play, and Matthew Stafford can't catch for anything.
He pulled a Tom Brady Philly special back in 2018.
In the end though, the Rams did win the game.
I mean, look, it's already pen and paper. The thing has already been in the paper for what, 4 days now.
Stafford finally got his ring.
And you know what?
Don't get me wrong. Did I want to see the Rams win? No. I wanted to see the Bengals win. I wanted to see a first Super Bowl for someone like the Bengals. Look at their story. I like seeing people chase history and everything. Burrow could have won he won a national championship, Heisman, and then could have won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
No quarterback's ever done that. Mm-hmm. And you got Stafford coming from the measly Detroit Lions, coming to the Rams. You put all your picks out on the table, trade them away, and you win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, the Rams are going to trade back into the first round next year.
Most likely, like they always do. But look, final word for this video. I will say this. This has probably been the first Super Bowl in God knows how long that I did not hate either team.
Well, because Brady wasn't in it.
Well,
Brady, Rodgers, Manning.
But no. What I'm not saying just for me. I'm thinking more of a league sense, like a league consensus of every major fan. It's like, okay, look at
it was someone different for once.
Agreed. It wasn't. Even
Mahomes. Though I kind of wanted to see Buffalo. No, that Buffalo game though.
That was a good game.
The Buffalo Chiefs game. I'll tell you this and everything. If they played the overtime like college football, that score would have been like 150 to 140.
I would argue to be in the 70s or the 80s for sure.
No, easily in the hundreds.
No, not the hundreds. Not the hundreds. In the 60s to 80s, I think would be more reasonable. But like I said, this is
that's debatable though. Like,
well, yeah, of course, because you don't know.
I feel like that's gonna be the next for however God knows how many years, unless the Chiefs fall off the face of the earth or whatever.
Yeah.
Or Andy Reid has a heart attack eating too many hamburgers. I feel like that could be the next AFC Championship matchup for a very long time.
Yeah, and I can see that.
Or divisional, or whatever. I don't know the playoffs that well.
We'll see.
Conference divisional championship.
Divisional, yeah, conference championship. You never know. But yeah,
it's just like
it was nice to see somebody else besides Rodgers, Brady, Mahomes. You know, like the big major figurehead quarterbacks. Nick Foles. Yeah, like we were going to see Nick Foles make the Super Bowl. But it was
But
it was nice to see somebody else
do
besides the usual.
do you see Aaron Donald retiring? He
I
finally got
don't.
a Super Bowl.
I
There is the possibility is in the air about Donald retiring.
I know that there's
Same. Oh,
reports, but
and then Sean McVay. There's possibilities of Sean McVay leaving, going elsewhere, but I don't see that. Look at what he's built out of LA.
why is he gonna leave a team that he personally built and just won a Super Bowl
That's
with?
what I'm saying. Like, why
Sean
would you
Mc,
want to go out, report, and say everything like, oh, you build this team, this amazing Super Bowl team, this Greek god football team or whatever. You get all the cards on the table right,
yeah,
and it was winner. It was winner bust. That's
yeah,
pretty much how it was. Winner bust.
yeah,
And they won. And surprisingly, I hate to say it, they had a great team.
agreed. They did, but
And
McVay's not leaving. Aaron Donald
I'll tell you
retiring, I
this
think, is
though.
absurd.
I'll tell you this. I don't see them. They could possibly go back to back, but will they? No.
It's not likely, especially with a lot of their
It's not
offseason.
likely, but there is possibilities of someone like a different team that's like they were saying maybe a San Francisco or a Denver or if you get it right, Pittsburgh.
I
I mean, don't
mean,
get me wrong, Tampa's still in the mix. You just got to get the right pieces and a good quarterback.
that's the main piece right there.
I see if we trade for Russell Wilson, if we get Wilson, I say give him a 2 or 3 year contract, and then after that, Kyle Trask is the future. Well, because
If
Kyle Trask is in his 20s. He is
yeah,
like what, 21, 22, 23.
23, yeah.
If you already learned behind Brady, the GOAT, basically. You learn behind Brady,
Mm.
and then give him 2 more years, learn behind Russell Wilson, he's gonna be golden.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. Also, is you could learn from the world's greatest, but it's how you apply it and your talents that's what's really going to be the determining factor on what you do with it.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, but like you honestly like you never know what's gonna happen until it happens. That's how I look at it. Like I talk to people every single day. Like I see so many Bucks fans. I'm like, look, I'm proud to say I've been a fan since the 2-14, 1-15, 3-13, 4-12 days, 5-11. I've been through so much sucking. Josh Freeman days, Mike Olstad days,
Oh,
Josh McCown. Remember Freeman? I had a Freeman jersey.
I remember Josh Freeman. Those were some
He
dark
had
times for
one
Tampa.
good season. He had one good season. And now God knows where he is.
Who
But
knows?
I've been a fan for a long time. Same with the Raiders. Remember Jamarcus Russell? And I tell people this when they were comparing Trevor Lawrence to Jamarcus Russell to Gardner freaking Minshew. Gardner Minshew he's 3-4 years already in the league or 5 years. I don't know how long he's been in the league. You can't compare a rookie to comparing a 4-year player or whatever. Like that's just like comparing. That's just you can't compare that. You got to compare rookies to rookies and whatnot. Like
Agreed.
Trevor Lawrence had one bad season. One bad season. Watching, he's gonna go crazy next year.
I mean, yeah, you can't base an entire season. You can't base an entire person's career off of one season. That's
No,
irresponsible from all aspects. But I think Trevor Lawrence deserves a year that everybody should just kind of forget because
this was a
one,
learning year for him, and he never had a real set head coach.
exactly, he didn't have a real head coach, at least one that was stable
So
enough.
you can't go hating before you see them play more than 1 year.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you this, Trevor Lawrence next year, they were what, 3-14 this year? Or 4-13? 3-13? Or 3-14?
3-14.
Those 3 wins are gonna go maybe from 3-5, then 5-7, 5-8, 9 and then so on and so forth. It's just you gotta get the pieces right first. Let him learn, and then set him. He basically was how Jameis was in his first year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And am I comparing him to Jameis? No, but
Good choice.
I said I could have been, but I'm not.
Yeah.
He had one bad season, but if I was Jacksonville, I would have signed a veteran quarterback in free agency, drafted Trevor Lawrence, have Trevor learn behind the veteran, and then it's a learning experience. You can't just expect them to go out and ball out and throw 400 yards.
Agreed, but I still think if it's a quarterback in the top 5, you want that guy to be starting instantly. There's no hesitation, or at least that's my understanding of what the top 5 pick means is you send them straight onto the field with no learning. No
what
nothing.
about, okay, hear me out on this. Davis Mills, the future Mike Glennon.
I think Davis Mills actually has a real shot.
Neck.
I think Davis
Mills
has
a
a shot.
looking neck, but I give him a shot.
I think he's got a good shot. I think give Davis Mills another year to really see, because you know what, in the beginning
same with all these rookie quarterbacks. Give them another year.
Well, I mean, they have their contract, so they're not going to get like removed.
Yeah, obviously, but I'm just saying, like,
Davis Mills
even if, let's just say, in 4 years from now, Justin Fields or Trevor Lawrence don't stay on their same team, and they don't stay on their same team and whatnot, they're gonna sign elsewhere. Someone's gonna take a chance on them.
Well, yeah, of course, every team's gonna give somebody a shot.
Just give it its time. That's how I look at it. That's how I'm looking at things. I'm not calling Trevor Lawrence a bust, Justin Fields a bust, Trey Lance a bust. None of those players. I'm calling Dak Prescott overrated, though. He's an overrated quarterback. That's just my opinion. Like, yeah. Is he a bust? Maybe.
And you're entitled to your opinion, no matter how wrong it is.
Right. I mean, Zach Taylor got an extension.
Well, yeah. I mean, I would hope.
I mean, I would imagine he got an extension despite the loss in the Super Bowl and everything. It was just like, it's crazy to see, like, the Bengals, out of all teams in the AFC, go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Come just so short of winning it all.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's just simple mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get me wrong. Could they make another Super Bowl run next year?
Maybe.
Yes. If you get the right pieces in the offseason, you got Joe Burrow, who's their franchise quarterback. Most likely.
Yeah, well, no, he is.
Joey B's the franchise. You got Jamar Chase. Get another receiver. You got Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. That's 2.
Tyler Boyd.
Tyler Boyd, I mean, underrated. Use him. He's underrated. How I look at it. But maybe a 4th, so you can swap one out on every other play. You know what I mean?
I think the only position that they need to necessarily upgrade is maybe tight end, and even I think that they're good with those.
I mean, they got Mitchell Wilcox from South Florida.
Okay, like I said, they're going to need another tight end.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying. But
try to see the USF thing.
They need to replace Eli Apple.
Well, of course, it's like the whole Kevin King thing of last year. You get burned, you get cut, you get traded. Eli Apple is not going to be starting next year.
Could you see? I hate to say this, Jordan Whitehead. Could you see him going to the Bengals? He's a free agent.
Is that the Bucs safety?
That's the Bucs safety, but Whitehead's a good safety. He's the top safety available in free agency.
Yeah, but the thing is that with me and the Bengals, I don't think the Bengals need safeties. I think they need corners. Yeah, they have Chidobe Awuzie, but other than that, who else do they have?
No one.
I mean, safeties too. They still got Jesse Bates, who's arguably, in my opinion, top 5. Their defensive line is still pretty good. Their linebackers, I have no issue with their linebackers. I think it's just cornerbacks, and that's it.
Yeah. Other than that, though, they're a capable team to win.
Of course they are. Of course they just need a whole new offensive line.
Yeah, I mean, look at what the Raiders did. Got their offensive line, completely gutted it.
Well,
I'm not a fan of that. Was not a fan.
No,
but you traded for picks.
Oh yeah, of course.
I do see
the Raiders got too confident with their backups that they thought that they were going to be able to do anything, and it bit them in the butt. So
well, you got Colton Miller, who's decently done some stuff that's good.
Yeah.
Leatherwood, who was a rookie, who committed way too many penalties.
Yep.
He was an offensive lineman from Bama. And yeah, Bama produces good offensive line, but there's other schools that produce better offensive linemen. There were so many players available that could have been taken.
Yeah.
That could have addressed the needs. But freaking Alex Leatherwood, that was such a reach of a pick. And then you got, in the second round, you got that secondary player.
Trayvon Mulrig.
I like that pick. That was a good pick. I knew that was going to, he's a good fit for Vegas now, I should say,
Mhm.
as long as no one else gets arrested.
Yeah, I'm kidding.
I mean, but you got that. We could go into a whole episode about that.
agreed. I think let's save that for another
Al
episode.
Kamara, Brown.
We could literally have an entire episode on players that literally just got arrested this year.
Can we?
We most likely will. It's
Can we
the
do
off
that
season.
tomorrow?
We got 6 months. We got 6 months of.
I mean, we can talk about USFL, March Madness, MLB, MLS, Premier League soccer,
It'll be good.
hockey.
I
We
mean,
got NBA.
we're now a podcast of everything. So if you want to talk about badminton or cricket, sure, why not?
I mean, I've watched cricket before and everything. It's just like you hit a ball, run back and forth.
Yep.
It's Indian baseball.
Yeah, that's one way to say it. But anyway, I think this is a good stopping point.
We've gone on a freaking tangent.
Yes.
This was definitely great episode though.
Absolutely.
Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
That was a great episode. I would always say 20 out of 10.
We'll definitely be going more into off-season stuff in the future. I mean, we got 6 months to do nothing but off-season. We'll probably restart
rumors, trades, debates, guest appearances.
We'll probably restart our fan thing as well towards the end.
This just came out. Sean McVay, Aaron Donald want to run it back at Super Bowl parade.
Well, of course they do. Why wouldn't they?
Look at unless you lose someone in offseason due to money. That's the one
it's
thing.
Aaron Donald, dude. I mean, he's not leaving.
I mean, how old's Aaron Donald?
28, 29.
I see him another 2 years in the league.
He's got another. It's Aaron Donald. He's going to be like the next Ndamukong, if anything. Are you kidding? If not better. He's got at least.
Sue's going to retire. He's going to retire.
Sue's going to retire soon. But I'm saying Aaron Donald's got at least another 4 years left in him. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. This has been a blast. It's been nice to be back for the first time in a long time. A long time.
I've been tired of carrying the podcast.
Oh, please. But anyway.
I've been filming, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, and I've been behind the scenes.
Yeah, I mean, you actually have an education on it. Go Noles.
Go Noles. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Be on the lookout for videos in the future, and we'll see all y'all real soon.
Yeah.